Hi guys, my name is Kelly Weimer. I am a third grade teacher at PLE. I'm going to go ahead and show you my activities that I have created. And please keep in mind, I know we have a lot of high school teachers and upper elementary teachers, which is awesome, I think. But I am very much primary. Third graders are 8, 9-year-olds, so my lessons may look a lot different than what you have created. So just keep that in mind, please. Okay, I created a unit for the first unit that I will be teaching for social studies this year. Since our curriculum is new, I decided I was just going to dive in and create a unit and some activities to go with it right away. So our first unit is building foundational skills in third grade, and it has to do with using a map, landforms, ecosystems, and timelines. I kind of put those little notes there to remind myself since this is a new curriculum for me. So I click on here. I have created 2 discussion boards, 2 tests and quizzes, and 2 assignments for my third graders to do. So here's my first discussion board. It is about using a map, and basically I want to get the kids to start to think the difference between when they've ever used maps. So the question was, when and where have you used a map? I want you to give me a description of the location and maybe who was with you and when or what time of the year it was. A lot of times kids will answer this type of question with, they only use maps when they go to the zoo or an amusement park and things like that. But I want them to start thinking how maps can be used anywhere and not just GPSs and things like that. And we'll get into talking that kind of discussion later. My other discussion board has to do with the importance of reading a map. So as a third grade historian, why do you think it is important for you to know how to use and read a map? Because unfortunately there is a lot of technology out there, and even using technology and GPSs and your iPhones, you still have to be able to read a map that is on an iPhone and things like that. So we have a lot of discussions, hopefully, about that. One of our test quizzes I created was parts of a map, and I chose to just kind of start off with 2 types of test questions. I did multiple choice and true false. So there are 10 questions with 5 true false and 5 multiple choice. Basically, this is over on different parts of a map, like a map key, a map legend, a compass rose, cardinal directions, intermediate directions, things like that, that really as third graders they should know. Our other part of our unit that goes with Unit 1 has to do with landforms and ecosystems. So for one of our assignments, I created an assignment where they have to find a photograph that contains a real world example of a landform and then describe the ecosystem that landform can be found in. And I created this with a Google Doc, and it's going to force them to make a copy, which, by the way, I totally love because I'm a big fan of Google Classroom, and I love that I could give them each their own individual copy. So figuring out how to make them make their own copy, I love that I can still do that with Schoology. So here's the directions, landforms and ecosystems. It kind of gives them step by step. They have to go up to their tools tab up here and click on their research tool and find a photograph of a landform. They're going to have to copy and paste it into the box. And then down below, they're going to have to type some sentences that tells, describing what their landform looks like and where they think and what ecosystem they think their landform can be found in. Okay, and also there I created a rubric. That's what these are here for. So the kids will be able to look at that when they have that pulled up also. Next part, another little test quiz that I created had to do with identifying landforms, and this was, I don't know, I really enjoyed creating this test quiz because I always struggled having to find real life pictures of landforms in the past and then having to cut them out and then cut them and paste them onto a paper and make copies and things like this. This was so much easier. I could just find them from the web. So anyway, there are 10 questions. Has to do with the kids are going to have to be able to identify the landforms. The choices over here, they just have to put the correct label on the side. I thought this was great because I'm able to easily find real life images. And then another part of our unit has to do with timelines, and this is new for 3rd grade. So I'm having them create a timeline of your life so far as a 3rd grader. You must include at least 6 events from your life and have the year the event has happened. So I also create another Google Google Doc. Actually, it's a Google here that forces them to make a copy. So they are going to have to make a copy, and they're going to have to type in the box. I made the template all for them. An event, when it happened, what the event was, what the year was, and things like that. And then my scoring so far will be, do they have the timeline set up correctly? Is it accurate? Do they have a date or a year? And do they type in complete sentences for their timeline? I know we also still had to do 2 media albums for our 8 activities. I kind of was rethinking what I had already typed up in my little question check-in with Julie. So I was kind of thinking I could have the kids use Google Earth as one of their options for using media, and really going in and using Google Earth and finding a specific landform or a specific ecosystem in our world, and then being able to have discussions with their classmates and like describing what that actual image looks like, what they're noticing about it. So that was one of my media activities. And then the other one was to find a YouTube video for my students to just watch and look for the different ecosystems or the different landforms they're noticing throughout the video, and kind of just recognizing those landforms or recognizing ecosystems that they're supposed to be able to identify as 3rd graders. So that is my unit. I am so far loving Schoology. I'm not too sure how many other people in primary are going to be using it. So if you know anyone in your building, please send them my contact information. I would love to kind of chit chat with them and see how younger students, I think this is great, especially for middle school and high school. I could totally see how it streamlines everything so much easier. Primary, I'm not sure yet. I'm a fan, so I think I need to rethink on how I am going to utilize it versus Google Classroom. I love the video that Julie gave us, seeing how the positives and negatives of both Google Classroom and Schoology and how they work together. So I'm impressed with that so far. So good luck, everyone, and hopefully we'll see and talk to you soon. Thank you.